What assumptions can you make about someone who has been divorced twice or more? Well, you can assume whatever you want about anyone or anything, but that does not mean your assumptions are accurate. And there is this from Merriam-Webster. Quote, although presume and assume both mean to take something as true, presume implies more confidence or evidence-backed reasoning. An assumption, by contrast, suggests there is little evidence supporting your guess. People make assumptions all the time, often, but not always, to their detriment and the detriment of the people of whom they make assumptions. You know what they say about people who assume, and if you don't, you can look it up easily. That stated, assumptions based upon sufficient evidence are not only reasonable, but often warranted or even wholly justified. You might even say they would qualify as presumptions. If you see someone turning red and then blue and appearing to be unable to breathe while making the sign of choking, you can assume that he or she is choking. But it's still an assumption. You didn't see the would-be choking victim actually swallow anything, after all. So what can you safely assume about someone of whom you know nothing, other than the fact that he or she has been divorced twice? In fairness to one contemplating making an assumption and to the person twice divorced, it's fair to wonder why someone has been divorced twice and whether the divorcee may not be marriage material, especially if you are contemplating marrying the twice divorced person. It's fair to assume, and assuming, see what I did there, that you want your marriage to last. And if that's so, then if you intend to marry the twice divorced person, your marriage will have a lower chance of success than a marriage to someone who has never been divorced. Statistics indicate that in the U.S., just under 50% of first-time marriages end in divorce, while 65 to 67% of second marriages and about 74% of third marriages end in divorce. It's unfair to assume that the divorce was the twice divorced person's fault either or both times. It's fair, however, to wonder if, but not to assume that. It's also fair to wonder if, but not assume that, the twice divorced person was the cause of one or both of the divorces and whether the divorcee has poor judgment in selecting spouses. The twice divorced person is either a sucker or someone who marries suckers. That's a fairly safe assumption.